You can hear the noise before you hear the score. The social feeds, the takes, the impossible drumbeat asking the same question: who's going to take the reins in Cleveland? This week, the Browns gave us two answers that don't feel like answers at all. They're keeping Dillon Gabriel in the saddle for now, and they aren't opening Deshaun Watson's 21-day practice window. Translation: the short-term plan is still rookie first, but the long-term picture is messy and full of trade-offs. Start with Gabriel. He started the Week 10 loss to the Jets, finished 17 of 32 for 167 yards and 2 touchdowns, and took 6 sacks. The scoreboard says 27-20, and the stat line says decent but not convincing. The team put his name up for NFL Rookie of the Week on Tuesday, which is a nice nod. It's recognition, not vindication. Coach Kevin Stefanski's post-game take was simple and stubborn. We're going to stick with Dillon. That line matters because it's the coaching staff committing to a process. And processes are what organizations use when they want to weigh development over panic. Now, the Watson part. The Browns confirmed they will not be opening Deshaun Watson's 21-day practice window this week. That window is the team's tool for bringing a player off the PUP IR list and either activating him or putting him back on season-ending IR within 3 weeks. Not opening it keeps the team's roster flexibility intact and avoids the hard deadline that would force a rush decision. It also signals that Watson, rehabbing from a re-ruptured right Achilles and 2 surgeries, is not yet a point where Cleveland wants to risk the roster on a near-term activation. Practically, that means the Browns are letting the 2 rookies, Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, continue to handle the present while the veteran recovery timeline remains uncertain. Those 2 decisions make sense in isolation. Together, they expose a strategic tension. Cleveland wants to evaluate its future signal caller options honestly, but it's also trying not to torch a prospect in public or accelerate Watson back to play before he's game ready. That middle path is politically defensible and operationally awkward. Fans want decisive drama, front offices want data and tape. The problem is that football seasons move fast, and patience is a luxury when the scoreboard is ugly. Let's dig into the football mechanics. Why stick with Gabriel? He's shown enough. 7 touchdowns to 2 interceptions through Week 10 and flashes of timing and accuracy. That's not star material, but it's not floor-level incompetence either. For a rookie, those are the sort of numbers that buy reps and breathing room. Switching quarterbacks midstream doesn't automatically fix protection problems or special teams breakdowns. It often just forces a new rookie into the same leaks that sank the first option. If the offensive line can't hold up, or if play calling asks the QB to do things the roster can't support, swapping quarterbacks is a headline, not a solution. And what about Shedeur Sanders? He's the story that sells itself. Dual threat background, celebrity name, and a fan base that loves immediacy. But he hasn't taken a regular season snap. That's critical. Evaluating a rookie properly means protecting him from bad, noisy auditions and giving him staged reps where coaches can measure processing speed, decision-making under pressure, and pocket mechanics, not just, how does he look in garbage time? If Cleveland wants an honest read, the smarter move is a measured audition. Scripted drives built to protect and feature the QB, not a shotgun baptism by fire. Watson's status complicates everything. He's a known quantity when healthy, gifted, experienced, but coming off a serious, reworked Achilles. Opening his window now would force a choice within 21 days: activate or IR. If he's close but not ready, the team would have to make a binary call under a tight deadline. By holding off, Cleveland preserves optionality. That's a conservative, arguably prudent roster management move. But it also sends the message that the team isn't ready to bet the future on an immediate Watson return, which again puts the spotlight back on the rookies. So what should the Browns actually do over the next 2 weeks? First, prioritize protection and play design that helps the passer. Quick game, screen-heavy concepts, boots, and max protect scenarios give a young QB cleaner reads and reduce sack-induced chaos. Second, stage Shedeur's evaluation if you want to see him. Scripted, short-read packages with an offensive line kept in soft shells so the rookie isn't exposed. Third, keep Watson's rehab on a measured timeline and communicate it clearly. Fans will holler, but transparency about medical milestones buys credibility more than opaque timelines do. There's also a locker room and optics factor. The players notice stability. Naming a starter and then flipping him every week fractures confidence. Conversely, staying with a rookie who is clearly getting no help from the line can also fracture trust if teammates think the plan is unmoored from reality. Coaches must do the hard, boring job of showing progress. Practice reports that show protection improvements, play call adjustments that reduce negative variance, and clear criteria for when an audition will happen. Finally, the scoreboard consequences. The Browns head into a Week 11 matchup with the Baltimore Ravens, a very real test for any young quarterback and a moment where Cleveland's plan will face real stress. If Gabriel can manage the game, protect the ball, and the unit shows incremental improvement, Stefanski's patience will look strategic. If the offense remains porous and mistakes keep compounding, the calls for Shedeur and the pressure to open Watson's window will grow deafening. The short version is this: Cleveland is buying time and controlled data. That's the responsible move for a front office that wants to know what it has before it trades draft picks or blows up the staff. The downside is that time costs fan faith, and in the NFL, faith is fragile. Whatever you think of the choice, the Browns' current path is clear. They'll evaluate on tape, protect the rookie process where possible, and keep Watson's return timetable conservative. Whether that yields clarity or chaos depends on what happens next, primarily against better defenses than the Jets and under the pressure that only mid-season expectations and a hungry fan base can generate.